I'm reviewing all the aspects of the security. It might be necessary, instead of all this civilian, this method of this, or JTVFT civilian that, and I have to create state police. We are looking at that holistically. We will defeat security. It will be effective. We must protect our children, our people, and our livelihood, and places of worship and places of recreation. They can't intimidate us. On one hand, the forest guard is being empowered, and we empower them effectively. We push that. We defeat, the fear of politicization by political differences that has prevented establishment of the state community policing in the past. And there should be other ways to really counter all of that. I can assure you, there's no thinking that we will be left out.
State police, electoral reform, and so on and so forth. So public hearing starts today. Now, what do you think should be the priority when we seek to review this constitution, 1999?
Dr. Abati, do we need to review Nigerian constitution?
Well, I've just listed some of the issues.
Attitude. I'm coming.
No, the foundation is rule of law. If you don't have rule of law, you have a Hobbesian state. So there's nothing wrong in fighting in the law.
That's for me. You should allow me to land whether I was going to mention that. You asked a question, I will answer you. There is no need to amend any constitution. What we should amend is our attitude towards operating this constitution. There is no separation of powers, as you know now. The judiciary, the legislature, and the executive are all one and the same thing in the hands of one person. And this is not because the Constitution did not provide for separation of powers, but because some people have abdicated their responsibility, the two arms of government, and became servants of the executive. That is our problem, is attitudinal change. One, the issues you raised, you know that times without number for the last 45 years, I fought against the idea of state police. Please, please, I beg Nigerians, and I beg members of this National Assembly, including state assemblies, that they should never, in any circumstance, allow the creation of state police. It may be convenient for us now, but we will come to cry when it becomes constitutional matter, which we cannot do away with in a simple manner. It will destroy democracy. As you see now, what some of those elected are doing with us, if they have the instrument of state police, the democracy we are cherishing is gone to the winds. So I completely, throughout my time in Constituent Assembly 1987, Constitutional Conference 1994, and Jonathan's National Conference of 2014, I have fought relentlessly against the creation of state police. On the issue of the creation of states, do we need states? Do we really need states? If the legislature are only looking for money to spend from the budget, let them take the money and share and leave us as we are. And let them pray and use National Orientation Agency to change our attitude, the attitude of Nigerians toward governance that would be better than tampering with the Constitution. What we need now is electoral reform where the votes of the people should count. And this is where politicians from all political persuasions and all political parties must come together to fight for a proper electoral reform. And if we can't do it from this National Assembly and other assemblies in the states, please, let's talk to those that people in government in Nigeria fear. I'm not saying that we should become a British or American colony, but it is only them that can talk to those in authority in Nigeria and they scamper for cover. Please, it is electoral reform that we only need, and that doesn't need any constitutional amendment. The laws for the election is good enough to address that matter.
All right, fantastic. Well, on that note, do you have, on that note, I'll have
the problem of this country. The Northerners are the major problem of this country because they don't want insecurity and banditry to end. Why on earth would they object? Why on earth would the Northerners come out to say they are not in support of state police? Because they want it to what? To get overstretched. If the North are not scared of it, nobody will come and say they are not in support of state police. I am not a supporter of President Tinubu. If today is your first time of coming across this my YouTube channel, please kindly like this video, share it, subscribe. That's what I was saying before. I said I am not a fan of President Tinubu, but on this state police, President Tinubu is right. The Nigerian security apparatus are overstretched, and now the president has given a marching order that everybody should create state police. And now the Northerners are saying they don't want state police because they are the one empowering these bandits. If they are not empowering bandits, why would they object state police? Why would they object state police? Knowing fully well that if there is state police, it is the people in that state and that locality that will fish out those criminals. And that is why the North are objecting this state police. If they are objecting this state police, I think it is high time every region needs to go their way. Every region needs to go their separate ways. In this current dispensation, in the 21st century, they are empowering bandits, empowering Boko Haram, empowering Fulani elders. And now, when we speak, they will say you are enemy of one Nigeria. Why won't I be enemy of one Nigeria? Is this the Nigeria? How can Nigeria work if a particular region is bent on destroying everything that wants to bring about development to the country? We saw how Buhari frustrated the state police. He frustrated senators, lawmakers, for them not to pass that into bill. Now that we have a southern president, Now the North are saying we should not bring to state police. State police will cause division. Are we already divided? That you have Fulani coming from the north, that you have Fulani coming from Futatelo Island, coming from Gambia, and then in Senegal, just to settle down and cause havoc in a particular region. For some of us who have always said that if they cannot fix the country at this point, let every region go their ways. Because the North has been a major setback of this country. You come with restructuring, the North will oppose it. You come up with state police, the law to oppose it. Everything that has to do with the development of Nigeria, the North would always oppose it, and that is why you see that most of these Igbo people and most of the Yorubas, they are tired of Nigeria. Theirs is just to make the whole country stagnant. Theirs is just to make the whole nation put under chain. I have said it kind of time that for me, I am not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I am not a fan of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But on this, I am in support of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The president has to deal with these people. Yeah, the president has to deal with these Fulanis, with these Fulani militias, because they have seen themselves as Lord, and that nobody can dare them. Insurgency is ravaging everybody, and now the lawmakers are saying we want to create state police, and now you sit in the north and say no to state police, because you know that if there is state police, all those banditry will stop. If there is state police, Fulani elders coming in from one particular region into another region will not be allowed. That is why I think, for me, if we want to go into the root of insecurity in this country, all the emirs in the north need to be brought in for questioning. All the emirs in the north, because they themselves too are part of the problem. They themselves are part of the problem we are facing in the country. Will you say that when people buy people in a particular community, the emir or whoever that is in charge or the leveler does not know people coming into their locality, just because of they are part of this gang up? We saw how Buhari ruled for good 8 years, and Buhari was giving compensation to Fulani. Buhari was paying bandits. That is the same thing they want. So I think the National Assembly on this should act fast on the creation of state police. They should act fast, because that state police will solve a whole lot of problems. And anybody that is not ready to support the state police can leave. I don't know why we need to pamper the Fulanis. Take them as Lord. Take them as Lord. As if they are more powerful than every other tribe in the country. And this is a tribe that has caused more pain in the country, that have caused more pain than good. Thank God for President Tinubu. I've told you I am not a supporter of President Tinubu, but on this one that he wants to break the wings of the Fulanis, it is a welcome development. Any president that will break the wings of this Fulani, I am in support of it. If you like, be saying the Fulanis owns the country, that is your cup of tea. But for me, I am in support of the president dealing very well with the Fulanis, because we cannot continue like this now. We cannot continue like this. And if the Fulanis does not want state police, then let us jejely balkanize this country, make everybody they go their way, because it kills, it's too much. You don't want division, you don't want restructuring, you don't want state police. Then what do you want? When it comes to the inputs, your inputs in Nigeria, it is zero. Yours is just to sit down in Abuja and collect money, or probably Sokoto. There is nothing they are contributing into the what, social economic space of the country, and yet you act as if you own the country. You act as if nobody can call a spade a spade. For how long can we continue being slaves in our country? For 8 years that Buhari ruled, we saw how Buhari was giving amnesty to the Fulani, recruiting them into the custom, immigration, Nigerian Navy, Nigerian Army, calling them repentant Boko Haram. She bandits they repent. She bandits they repent. Just because he wanted them to have upper hands in the country. And now that we have a certain president, everybody is now crying. Everybody is now shedding tears. For how long will we continue like this? Anything will go be. Mr. President, if you are truly the president of the country, sign that law. Any Fulani that is not comfortable with it should leave the country. Moreover, they are not Nigerians. These are people who migrated. Fulanis are not Nigerian. It was Usman Danfodio that migrated from Gambia and in Senegal, and then moved towards the axis of the northern region. And today, with his influence, he has conquered the whole north. We know all this. For the fact we call Nigerians, for the fact Nigerians are not saying anything, does not make us stupid. The way everything take they go now, we go break this country that everybody would have to go their region. The Igbos go stand on their own. Yorubas will stand their own. Because we cannot deal with the Fulani menace again. It is becoming, it is a serious menace. A serious menace that is causing havoc that we cannot deal with. For how long can we continue being slaves? When we call for restructuring, you will say they want restructuring. You don't want division. You don't want state police. Then tell me what you want. You want to keep empowering Fulanis, to keep empowering bandits. I think at this time the Fulanis have gotten it wrong. They have gotten it wrong. Nobody will sit down for you to come and take over the structure of this country. Nobody does that. Nobody will do that. So, for me as a person, at this point, the president does not have choice than for him to balkanize this country. If the Fulanis are not ready to align with the creation of state police, because that state police is going to go a very long way to curb this banditry, and then it will expose all the emirs and all the northern traditional rulers who are also collecting money from these bandits. That is why anything that will bring shame to these northern people, to these Fulanis, I am in support of it. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a spade a spade. That is why Tinubu was fighting. That is why nnamdikanu was fighting. That is why every local person, every person in the south are saying, we are not comfortable with one Nigeria. Let us balkanize it. That is the problem we're having today. Can you like this video? Please share, subscribe for more political discourse. The Fulani must know that Nigeria does not belong to them. Enough of all this shenanigans. How can a particular tribe be acting as if the Nigerian space and the Nigerian system belongs to them? We must cut off this menace and this shenanigan. We've seen most persons who have refused to come out and speak their mind just because they are scared of the Fulanis. If today is your first time of watching, please can you like this channel, subscribe on this platform, like the videos, share, comment for more political discourse. We need to tell the Fulanis the truth that the Nigerian system and the Nigerian space does not belong to them alone. We've had so many Fulanis acting as if this entire space belongs to them. But I want to tell you that enough of all this shenanigans, enough of this nonsense. How long can we be under contraction? How long can we be enslaved because we claim to be in a country fighting for one Nigeria? The Fulani military has migrated from the foot of Jelo Island, and now the conquest is driving heavily towards them with the mindset that Nigeria belongs to them. But I can tell you with every conviction that until we come out and call a spade, these people will not turn against this their shenanigan, this their nonsense. It is becoming too unbearable that the particular